You're not the only one thinking about moving to Colorado Springs. People from all over the country are reaching out to us and flocking to this city. And today, we're going to share the top 10 reasons why.
Trust us, you'll want to know why this city is becoming one of the most sought-after places to live in the United States. Sean and I are local real estate agents here in Colorado. So if you are ever thinking about the possibility of relocating here, be sure to drop a comment below, shoot us a text at 719-238-1771.
That's right. We help people from all over the country call Colorado Springs their new home, and you could be next. Let's jump in so you can find out what makes Colorado Springs so special.
If you haven't already, it's time to meet Miss Nike and Roxy. Nike and Roxy.
They're out there running.
I know. They're going to hang out with us. Actually, we tried to have them come hang out with us, and that didn't really work out so well. So while we talk, we're going to show a few clips of our wonderful, amazing dogs, Nike and Roxy.
They both absolutely love living here. And whether you want to go on hikes, explore parks, or enjoy the downtown area of Colorado Springs, it offers a wide range of places that you can bring your furry little friends.
There is no shortage of options for the dogs and their owners to enjoy so many different places. That we have dog parks that allow you to have your pup off of the leash. We have different restaurants and communities that will allow you to bring your pup with them or with you while you go and eat or drink. Most restaurants that have a patio are going to allow you to be able to bring your dog at those places. You do have to have your leash on.
Yeah, and if you can't get out to have your dogs go on hikes or walks with you, if you pick the right neighborhood, which there are tons of them, there's often a local dog park where you can take your dog. It will probably be less than 5 minutes away. And even if that's not an option for you, the walkability in Colorado Springs for your pups is off the charts. You can just take them out the front door, walk them up and down the street, or even if you get a backyard with a gated or a fenced-in area, then you can call that their own private park, and they will absolutely love running around in the backyard as well.
Well, and I think too about a lot of the homes here in Colorado Springs, our lot sizes are pretty decent size. If you want acreage, obviously that's there too, but your normal, I would say your average price point home is gonna have a pretty decent size of a yard. And so dogs, it's a super dog friendly state in the sense of the amenities, especially even at just your own home. We live in Meridian Ranch, like we have mentioned several times before. They have a dog park. Our dogs have several different injuries, so they don't go to the dog parks as often as we would like, but with their injuries, it just kind of stops them from being able to go and really play with a bunch of other dogs. And then when we lived in Banning Lewis, we had some really good, I think that there's two, right? There's the two little areas, dog parks, and you get to meet so many different people too, and you already know that you have an interest, the same interest, because you're there for the same exact reason. You have a dog. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we just went to the mountains a couple days ago. And before we went, we stopped into Einstein Bagels. So if you haven't eaten there, it's pretty good. But they have little pup treats too, just sitting right there. We are on the west side near Garden of the Gods when we stopped in there. If you go to a Starbucks, you got to get your doggy
Pup cup.
Pup cup, that's what they're called. So pretty much anywhere that you go, there will be something for your dogs to do, even if it's to a store, to a restaurant, to a cafe. So your dogs are absolutely going to love Colorado Springs.
For military families, Colorado Springs is a fantastic place to relocate to. We have several military bases here, making this city a great option for those in the military or working with the Department of Defense.
Yeah, we actually opened up a poll on our Facebook earlier to ask people what the reasons that they loved Colorado Springs was, why they moved here, why they're staying here, and a huge portion of the community mentioned military.
Huge.
Even if they're not still in the military, they decided to stay here or retire here because they just absolutely loved being in the Colorado Springs area. So if you're PCS'ing to the area, Fort Carson, Peterson, Schriever, wherever you're going to be, plan on staying here for a lifetime because not many people end up leaving when they get the sense of Colorado Springs community.
Well, and if they do, a lot of our friends, or a lot of people that we know, I should say, have been PCSed to a different duty station, and then they come back here to either do contract work, because since we are super high with different bases, there's a ton of contract work. And on top of that, it's one of the best places to raise a family. So you get a little taste of it when you're in the military, right? You go to all these different duty stations, and then your life changes, I think, throughout the time that you're in the military. Of like, maybe when you first start, you probably don't have kids. When you're getting out, you probably have a family.
Right.
And so it's pretty cool to see how many people we had on our social media accounts that were here in Colorado Springs for military.
Which is funny because some of these people I've only known for a few years, and they told me, oh yeah, back in 2005, 2012, 2015, all these times before I even knew them as a friend, they had been here for the military and they just stayed. And now I know them as who they are today outside of the military. Right. So it was pretty cool to see.
Let's talk about the incredible scenery. If you've listened to any of our YouTubes, you already know that we are suckers for all of the scenery that we have here in Colorado Springs.
Other thing that people said on the Facebook poll was nature, whether it was going on hikes at Palmer Park or just looking at the mountains from anywhere in Colorado Springs. Nature is the big draw factor for a ton of people here in the Colorado Springs area. Garden of the Gods, America the Beautiful Park. There, it doesn't matter.
Of course, Pikes Peak.
Right.
If you were to quiz anybody and everybody that lives in Colorado Springs, you don't live in Colorado Springs without seeing Pikes Peak
every single day, including us. And we're on the east side. We see it driving out. Actually, I can see it in my kitchen. It's crazy. So Pikes Peak, but even not the big name places, Pikes Peak, Garden of the Gods, those are like the big name places. But whether you're going to Palmer Park or just some local little hiking trail or any park, really, Colorado Springs is just a big playground.
Well, and they have, we don't go downtown a ton, but there are so many different parks and that you have a gorgeous view. And what I love too, obviously, like which I think we're going to talk about this a little bit later with the Four Seasons and kind of like what that all looks like. But I love that we have everywhere that we go, you see flourished trees. You see the nature is just so pretty.
Yeah. And we have lakes, we have rivers. If you're a snow enthusiast, activity type of person, we have skiing and snowboarding a couple hours away. You have rock climbing. You have so many different things to partake in nature, or you can just admire it. So regardless of what your reasoning is, unless you just have severe allergies and you absolutely hate nature and you want to live somewhere with no nature, it can happen. Then this probably wouldn't be the place for you. But backpacking, camping, you name it, Colorado Springs is definitely going to have something for you when it comes to the nature.
100%. Next up, let's dive into the cost of living. While Colorado Springs is definitely seeing significant growth over the years, it's still so much more affordable compared to larger cities like Denver, and even more expensive areas like California, New York,
different areas of Florida, Texas. There's all different places that are a little bit more expensive than Colorado Springs. And that's actually one of the things that people reach out to us about. They talk to us about what Colorado Springs is actually like because they're looking at other areas like Fort Collins or Boulder or Denver or Parker, Castle Rock, like the bigger name cities that you hear when you think of Colorado. But then when you look at what type of a home you get for the price point that you get it, and then you see all of the perks of living in Colorado Springs, we maybe not persuade people to come to Colorado Springs, but they come to their own conclusion that Colorado Springs might be a little bit better of an area for them and their families because it's a little bit more affordable. You get a little bit more home for your dollar. It's a little bit newer. Your lot sizes are typically a little bit bigger, and people really enjoy the fact that you can purchase a single family home for the price point of like a condo or a townhome in some of those bigger name areas that we mentioned.
Well, and it's kind of crazy because during the COVID era, right, we had real estate was absolutely insane, you guys. And if you bought or sold in that time frame, you know what I'm saying. Or if you're a real estate agent and you're watching our channel, you know you can feel what I'm about to say. But it was nuts. It was bananas. But we had a ton of people buying or selling their home in California and getting over asking in cash and then turning around and buying not only a home for themselves, but then an investment as well for their family. And so it is, I mean, we've experienced it firsthand that the price of a home, yes, is it the cheapest? No, but it definitely is a way more affordable area, especially compared to California.
Another thing that we're really excited about here in Colorado Springs is the amount of growth that we're seeing, and entertainment venues and restaurants and things like that are popping up left and right. It has been said, and we've even said it over the past few years, that Colorado Springs doesn't have a lot to offer when it comes to that. But over the last year or two, we've really had a lot of things that are making it exciting to be in Colorado Springs, especially if you have a family. There's places like Topgolf, Dave & Buster's, iFly, all of these places, Overdrive, which we've talked about. And you can go out and have family fun without having to go to when I was a kid in Colorado Springs, it was you'd go to Six Flags, which was in Denver, Waterworld, which was in Denver, or we had a Chuck E. Cheese in Colorado Springs. Those were pretty much your options. And so it was the same annual routine of going to the same place over and over again. But now, if you have kiddos and they're bored, you know how kids are, you have different places to be able to take them. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and all of those places too are all very just adult friendly. So if you don't have any kids, that is a great thing about living in Colorado Springs. You can find something to do any Friday night, any Saturday, any Sunday day. You have the amphitheater, which we just got. You have all of the sports, the minor, major league, I don't know, like the in-between leagues.
Non-professionals.
Those. But we have the Sky Sox Stadium, and we have the soccer stadium, and all of the places that Sean named we go there, just Sean and I, without the kiddos, and it's just a lot of fun. There's a ton of different entertainment for you, and it just keeps growing. I think I just read something too. We'll have to pull it back up and maybe we can talk about it in depth because I don't know a ton about it, but I think we're getting a surf water thing. I saw something. I'll have to do a little bit more research on that because I haven't done that. But just so much stuff, you guys.
And just outside of Cripple Creek, and I only want to speak to this because we were recently there, there's a new casino.
Hold on. And Cripple Creek is like an hour and a half, or no, not Cripple Creek. Are you talking about Blackhawk or Cripple?
No, Cripple.
Oh, okay.
We just went to Blackhawk, but I want to talk about Cripple Creek because they have a new casino within the last year that I can't pronounce. It's Shamanox or Shamanui or something. I'm going to pop it up on the screen for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But for Cripple Creek, which is closer than Blackhawk, which is why I wanted to talk about that one, and because it's within the last year, that casino is super cool. It is very Las Vegas style, and it's just a quick drive away from Colorado Springs. So that's a pretty cool new venue. We did just go to Blackhawk, and we love going to the Monarch Casino as well. That one's been around for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I would say at least
we've been going for 2, I think.
I would say at least 3. So another perk of Colorado Springs, if you like casinos, there's several within just a couple hours of a drive.
And if you know anything about Sean and I, we love to play some craps.
Craps is our game.
It's great that it's just either a 2-hour drive or a 2-hour flight to Vegas.
Yep. If you want to buy a house in Colorado Springs, we'll take you to the Shamanox or the Monarch Casino, and we can have a good time.
One of the best things about Colorado Springs is that it offers the perfect balance between a small town charm and a big city amenities. It's a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle, but still have everything you need right at your fingertips.
Yeah, this was one of the things that popped up on the Facebook poll. It wasn't a ton, but people did speak to the small town friendliness, and the reason for people wanting to be here is because they felt like they could get off grid but still not be out of the city, which is one of the reasons why we live just on the outskirts in Peyton.
I think it's pretty awesome because, I always say this, that it definitely feels just like a small town feel. And when I think about that, right, and this is just my personal experience and kind of how I personally feel, but it's not so big that when I go into a restaurant because we're kind of creatures of habit. I didn't really realize that we were creatures of habit until I started to really analyze kind of like what we do on a day-to-day basis. And we very much go to certain places and we do certain things kind of the same exact way every single day. But small town feel to me is I go into an establishment that we go to and we go work at probably like once a week, and they know us by name. They pay attention to like what we do for work and our family. And you can't get that in like the bigger cities. There's so many people that go in and out of places in like the bigger cities that in Colorado Springs, we have, I don't remember our exact population, but we have a ton of people, but not nearly as crazy as, even just like Denver. Like, I don't get that feeling in Denver. And you have access to pretty much everything that you would need and want all right here.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. And something I didn't even think about is that now that I'm thinking about it, because she said it, everywhere we go that I can think of, unless it's a brand new place, I know someone that works there or they know us. I can't walk into a grocery store or a restaurant.
It's horrible.
Anywhere. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's not really horrible. It's insane at how many people. And Sean, you might not be able to tell this because I can put off that I'm very extrovert, but I am very introverted. Like I would prefer to stay in my bed and not talk on the phone and just hang out.
Talk.
Right?
Text.
Sean, yeah. That's why I always say, give me a text, right? Because I will answer your text like that. I just do not enjoy all of that other stuff. But Sean, on the other hand, if you want to have a full-on conversation for like an hour and a half, just call him.
How you feel? How you feel?
He knows everybody. And he literally will be going to go grocery shopping and he'll have full conversations. He goes to the freaking gym every single day and he has to like an extra hour just of talk time.
I have to cut people off.
That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Not my thing. I like 2-minute conversations and then on with the thing. Like that. Anyways, besides that,
But
sometimes I'll go to the grocery store. Here's a better example. I'll go to the grocery store without her, and she'll text me and say, "What's going on? Why is it taking so long?" And I'll send her a selfie of me and Allison. 30 minutes into the conversation, and I haven't started the grocery shopping, which is why it's taking me so long, because I do run into people and have conversations.
All the time.
Colorado Springs,
Small town
feel. When we mentioned all of the new things that are coming to Colorado Springs, all of those new things are also creating a stronger job market for us here, which is super exciting. Obviously, if you're military and you're PCS'ing here, that's kind of your career and not something that you can really change until you retire or get out. But healthcare is huge here. Lockheed Martin is huge here. The whole UC Health system and all of the new places, like I mentioned earlier, the Topgolf, the iFly, the you name it.
Amazon
is huge here. You name it. There's so many different companies that are moving here that are creating jobs and even careers for people, and even certain things that you might not think of necessarily as a career, but that can turn into a career. You start out at an entry-level position and you just work your way up through the company and you become a store manager or some sort of a manager, and then you can even grow up from there and change from Colorado Springs to Denver. A lot of other places will be in Denver for their bigger hubs, but Colorado Springs has a lot of new opportunities when it comes to the job market.
Yeah, 100%. And for those of you who might be more of the entrepreneurial spirit, the supportive business environment here is huge benefit. Whether you're in a traditional industry like healthcare or looking to launch something new, the city has resources for you. Skilled workforce and a growing customer base.
Regardless of what type of job field or career or small business you're looking to start, Colorado Springs offers a lot of stability and unique opportunities, and it's just a great place to be when it comes to starting a career and having a career. There's so many people here that I know that, like I said, started at an entry-level position, like the gym, for example, because I worked at Lifetime for about 4 years. There's still people that I know that started at an entry-level position there that have now worked their way into management. I know a lot of the gyms around here in Colorado Springs, and there's so many people that I know, same story. They started entry-level, and now they're managing. And if they ever get tired of that or whatever career field they're in, you've heard us speak to several of our friends that have opened their own business, whether it's Adams Home Solutions or Premier One with their home inspections. We call her Cookie Lord. She's actually doing the complete opposite. She had a cookie business and now she's moving into the healthcare field. But job opportunities in Colorado Springs are in abundance, and it is always growing.
Now let's chat about the weather here in Colorado Springs. It's definitely one of the top reasons people are flocking here. We're lucky to get around 300 days of sunshine each year, and that means that you can enjoy the outdoors pretty much every day. The weather is generally mild, and while we do get the occasional snowstorm in the winter, it doesn't stick around very long. probably like 24 hours, if not less than that. So it makes it a little bit easier to deal with the harsher winters. Now, I will say the older that I get, the colder it feels. And this year, we're in 25 now. This year, our winter has been a lot colder, I think. I think we've gotten way more snow than we typically do. But the year before that, we didn't get hardly any snow.
Yeah.
So you definitely have 4 seasons. And sometimes you have 4 seasons all in one day.
Yeah, we get snow, we get sunshine, we get rain, we get all the things. But what we don't get is tsunamis. And we don't get earthquakes. And we don't get some of these crazy natural disasters that other areas of the country get. So even if you don't like it in the 90-degree temperatures or in the 10-degree temperatures, keep in mind it's not necessarily a bad trade-off to avoid a tornado swooping up your house.
No, we do get tornadoes, but
they are in fields for the most part.
In Colorado Springs.
Right.
In Colorado Springs, it's very, very low, but it's not,
right.
It is something that we do occasionally encounter.
Yes.
But that's like once every 2 or 3 years. It's not like in every season.
And in Colorado Springs, like she just said, it's on the outskirts. You'll get them in the country areas and you'll get them in surrounding areas. And if you ever hear of one, it's like a funnel. You'll see a funnel and it'll be very windy outside. But tornadoes don't touch down very often.
Do you remember when we were in Vegas and we were at the craps table?
Earthquake.
Because we like craps.
I remember.
And they had an earthquake. It was insane.
I went to the restroom and I started walking back and I was stumbling and I said, wow, I didn't realize I had that much to drink. That's kind of crazy. And I get back and everybody's just kind of in awe, stopped.
Yeah, because the whole craps table, and if you guys have never played craps, it's really heavy and it's a big table. And so that all the chips were moving. I mean, it was crazy.
I wasn't there though. So I come back thinking that I had too much to drink. And then I realized that no, there was just an earthquake in Las Vegas. So
yeah, that was crazy.
Things that we don't have to endure. And then again, the weather here in Colorado Springs, for the most part, even during the winter months, like right now, it's February and we have high 60s for our temperatures. And because we're so close to the sun, it makes it feel very warm outside. So you can go do things, whether it's walking your dog or you want to go on winter sports, we have everything that you can possibly imagine.
Well,
weather is pretty good. I'll complain about the cold, don't get me wrong. But I will definitely trade that for no earthquakes.
Well, and I think too, when you live in Colorado and Colorado Springs, you get accustomed to the different seasons, right? Mm-hmm. And so you live and breathe it, and so it doesn't stop. Our world don't stop just because we have a snowstorm. Right. You'll still see people walking their dogs. You still drive in it. Now, if you don't know how to drive in it, then yes, stay home because it just makes it a big mess. But your everyday life, even when we have rain, we still go out in it. It doesn't stop your lifestyle. You just get used to it.
You've probably heard us talk about it before. Make sure that you wear in layers. So if you don't have layers on you, make sure that they're in your vehicle if you're traveling around town. Even if it's sunny and 75,
yep,
it will quickly turn to a rainstorm. So have an umbrella with you. The seasons here are changing. Even when you think it's going to be sunny and 75, it could be raining or hailing or possibly even snowing. So always make sure that you're prepared for the changes in the weather patterns.
Yep. So as you guys know, we have 2 kiddos. One's 19 and one is 14. Yes, 14. Mm-hmm. Colorado Springs is absolutely fantastic place to raise families. Our city is just really known for being very family friendly. I have genuinely enjoyed it. We moved here when the kiddos were pretty young. They have so many different places that you can take your little munchkins. And I miss kind of that season because, as you guys know, kids grow really, really fast. I remember when they were smaller and we would go to the different playgrounds. We would go to the different indoor activities. They have the jumpy castle thingies with different jungle gyms and mazes, and they're for all ages. And what I really like too, especially for my people out there that run their own business, right, is that a lot of places are super entrepreneur friendly and they have a play area for your kiddos so that way you can still get work done while your kids are enjoying and playing and just running amok and having a good time. It's just really friendly. When you go into a restaurant, you don't feel like you're, oh my gosh, I'm bringing my kids to a restaurant and if they start to throw a temper tantrum, everybody's going to look at me. People just don't. It's just very family friendly.
Yeah, and regardless of your kids' ages, it's still the same. Preston, for whatever reason, loves to play miniature golf from the ages of as early as I remember 6 to where he's at now at 14. But he hates to lose, which he always does.
I mean, what 14-year-old boy does not like to lose?
But I don't know why he wants to continue to play miniature golf when he knows that Mom and Sean are going to smoke him. But he loves to play miniature golf. And you can do all different kinds of activities, like she mentioned, from the parks to the like park and rec activities, soccer, football, you name it.
Well, and even, I mean, the YMCA, right?
I was just about to talk about the YMCA.
Yeah. So we are board members with our really good friend, Dean, and he is one of the higher ups with the YMCA. I don't really know his exact title. Oh, this is a director. The title is okay. But they have so many different programs available for families. They have low income activities or memberships for low income. So there's no reason why you can't get involved in sports or put your kiddos in sports. They have soccer, they have football, they have basketball. They're always doing different activities, swimming. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah, and again, outdoor activities, we got a plethora of them. Or if it's snowy outside, we can do all different kinds of indoor activities. Even a lot of the places like you would think brewery, right? Only for adults. Fake news. Saturdays, Sundays, whatever day, they have family board games, different things that you can do all the time. So it doesn't matter really what you're looking for, whether it's a neighborhood event, because there's different neighborhoods that will host local sports teams as well, or your local brewery, or whatever it is. Colorado Springs is super family oriented for your kiddos and your puppy kiddos, which we already covered.
Our last topic for the day is going to be health and wellness. When it comes to health and wellness, Colorado Springs has everything you need to live a healthy and active lifestyle. Ask Sean, he knows.
Yeah, I know a little bit about this. And if you've done your research, or if you haven't done your research, Colorado Springs is consistently like one of the healthier cities in the entire United States. I personally believe a lot of that has to do with the amount of outdoor activities that we have. That's what brings people here. The hiking, the biking, the rock climbing, the skiing, the snowboarding. There's always something to do, and it really never gets too hot to be able to do those things. One of my friends just moved, huge fitness nut, moved from Colorado to Florida, now Florida to Arizona, but it's so hot in Arizona that you even in the early mornings, which is where Colorado Springs wins, you can't really get out of the heat. But if you're in Colorado Springs at the hottest time of summer, July, August, and it's going to be 100 degrees for the day, if you start your morning early, you can go do the Manitou Incline and get down before it's even 80 degrees outside. So between that and then all the different gyms and rec centers in your local communities, Colorado Springs just is a great place to get your daily activity in. And then there's the food side of things too.
Well, even just with like the gyms, I mean, you have your traditional gyms, you know, like Vasa, Lifetime, Planet Fitness, but then you have a ton of CrossFit gyms.
Tons.
You have a ton of boxing, kickboxing. You have a ton of personal training. We have a really good friend.
Shout out Carrie Bacon.
She's amazing. Sean has known her for a really long time, and she trains actually a lot of our friends, and she has a private studio and trains there. I mean, it literally is, there's so many different places. There's all women's different type of gyms, and then there's yoga's huge here, Pilates. And so I think that not even just like the outdoors, but then you get into like the gym aspect of it. And whether you want like a private session with Carrie or you want to go to Lifetime and talk to everybody. But Lifetime is an amazing gym. They have literally everything and anything. They just got a cold plunge too, which is pretty cool. But anyway, there's a gym for you no matter what.
Yeah, they have, talking about Lifetime, they have indoor rock climbing, they have pickleball, they have tennis. No, they're not paying me to say any of this, even though I did used to work for the company and I still go there. This is probably Lifetime.
I know this is Lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We're just Lifetime branded everywhere. So yes, Lifetime is great. That's not a plug. They didn't pay me to say that.
I mean, they can though if you would like. If you want to sponsor us. If you want to sponsor Sean.
Yeah. let's talk, Brom. I got you. But super family friendly as well. They have all different kinds of kids activities, and I know that we just talked about that, but you can get your kiddos. There was just a pickleball tournament for kiddos just last weekend, I believe. So
they just had a dance. They had the
they had the dazzle dance. Drizzle dance.
What is it?
It's dazzle
dance.
So yes, Lifetime is health and wellness related. They are family oriented. They have all different kinds of activities to do, but outside of even the fitness aspect, I wanted to touch too on even the food aspect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that you can do to make healthier choices when it comes to eating, and farmers markets are super popular here where you can actually go. We do have
get all of your fruits and vegetables and
get your fruits, get your vegetables.
Get a cow, or just a full cow.
You can get a cow. You can get whatever. You can't get seafood. We've talked about that, but that's not the point right now. But there's even places that have popped up, which I'm super excited about because they have butcher shops inside of the restaurants. Shout out Sonora's Tacos Prime. And then the newest one is Red's Seafood Grill. They have a butcher shop.
They do have seafood.
They do have the seafood. They have the oysters, and Crystal likes them. But we determined not the East Coast. I don't think we like the East Coast oysters.
I think it was the East Coast that I didn't like. I like the
West Coast.
The West Coast.
Yeah.
So. And then we have, I love too that all of our, well, not all of them, but most of our grocery stores carry like a local farming with vegetables and fruit. And so that's really, really big. Organic is in a lot. We have a Sprouts. We have a Trader Joe's. So you really have, and even on the menus too, you have like a vegan friendly or a dairy friendly. It's just a super friendly, like healthy state. Or Colorado Springs, so little city. I think Colorado in general though is pretty healthy, but Colorado Springs just has so many different healthy options for you.
Yeah, from your nutrition to your workouts to your outdoor adventures. If you are a health enthusiast that's looking for something to kind of go with your lifestyle or your kids' lifestyle, your whole family lifestyle, Colorado Springs is definitely going to be a spot that you want to check out.
For sure. All right, you guys. So there you have it. There's 10 reasons why people are flocking to Colorado Springs. From affordable living and a beautiful weather to a thriving job market and outdoor lifestyle, this city does have something for everyone.
If you're considering making the move or want to learn a little bit more about what it's really like here in Colorado Springs, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to answer all of your questions and help you find the perfect spot to call home. You can always reach us at 719-238-1771.
And if you haven't already, be sure to watch this video here. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with your bestie that might be wanting to come to Colorado Springs so you can stay up with the date with everything Colorado Springs.
Don't be fooled, because there are also things that makes Colorado Springs living not so great. And if you haven't already, be sure to watch this video here so that you know the things that make Colorado Springs maybe not so attractive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.